This is all about monitoring dissolved oxygen in high pressure boiler systems. And here at Chemetrics, we manufacture easy to use water analysis test kits that test for over 45 analytes. This is all about self-filling reagent ampules that use snap and read technology. More on that in a second, but we've been leading the way in this area for more than 50 years. And we like to say that we're all about simplicity in water analysis. And I want to show you how we pull that off. I'm hoping this plays. There you go. So it's all about this ampule and the way it, when you break the tip, draws in sample. And this is the entire test. You just saw it happen with the way the sample comes in. The reagent changes color. And then from there, you're going to put that up against a color standard, get your result, you're done. So let's get to our topic, the importance of controlling and monitoring dissolved oxygen levels in boiler feed water. As you know, many power plants rely on steam to produce power. Fossil fuels or nuclear power heats purified water, turns it into pressurized steam that drives turbines to produce electricity. And since steam is so important to power generation, so of course is going to be water quality. The quality of boiler feed water must be carefully controlled throughout a plant's operations if you want to optimize your system performance and extend the lifespan of your equipment. If that's your goal, you want to remove virtually every bit of dissolved oxygen that's in the process coursing through your system. DO in water is so corrosive that if levels go unchecked, this is what you're going to get. Your boiler system will be destroyed by the pitting. Even low concentrations are highly destructive, causing localized corrosion, pitting of metal system components. And this is what it looks like with that appearance of millions of little holes that have been drilled into the interior metal surfaces. Those holes can go deep into the metal with corrosion extending far below the surface. So improper water quality management results in plant inefficiency, costly repairs, eventually the need to replace expensive equipment. Literally comes down to pay now, pay later, do the maintenance for a relatively low cost on the front end, especially if you use our products, or skip it and pay a lot more in repairs in the long run. Two primary ways or methods that boiler operators use to reduce DO through mechanical controls and chemical controls. Mechanical deaeration, commonly the first and most economical technique, can reduce DO levels, but only down to about 10 parts per billion. From there, plant operators can employ chemical treatment using oxygen scavengers like hydrazine, DHA, carbohydrazide to consume the remaining DO. And by the way, we offer test kits for those. And then the problem here is that competing chemical reactions between oxygen and boiler surfaces are likely to occur, resulting in system corrosion because you still haven't gotten all that DO out. There are, of course, a few other common monitoring methods besides our products, namely turning to optical and electromechanical inline probes. These are luminescent, fluorometric, galvanic, and the list goes on. And while these analyzers do offer continuous DO measurement, they require routine calibration. Operators have to be sure they're not getting exposed to drift. Right. And the sensors beginning to corrode can also be a problem, compromising your DO readings. In other words, those expensive sensors aren't the last word. They can be quite costly, but still from there, if you're wanting to make sure they're fully operational, you have to have a backup test method. And that's where we come in with our colorimetric test methods for when you want ease of use, low cost per test, portability, and backup capability. Now, I'm going to make a big statement in terms of portable colorimetric test kits. We're the only manufacturer of portable kits that detect trace levels of DO in boiler applications, period. The only one. Our kits are sensitive enough to measure DO levels down to parts per billion, and that's without the need for equipment maintenance or calibration. In addition, Chemetrics is the sole source supplier of test kits specified in the ASTM standard test method for low-level DO in water. Our kits feature simple snap and read self-filling ampules that offer plant operators a rapid, reliable means of determining ppb DO in 1 minute. Our tests are pre-mixed, pre-measured, and precise. And now you see the sample cup in that image, but this is a good point to to show you that for testing both online and with a kit, it's imperative that sample water not be exposed to the air because atmospheric oxygen introduces contamination. That leads to high DO and DO readings and error. Therefore, the analyst can't rely on grab samples. That's why our DO kits come with a special sampling tube that's mounted vertically and connected to a continuous flow from the boiler system's sampling port. So one more time, let me show you. As after a sample is cooled to ambient temperature, the operator submerges a vacuum tip. You snap the tip and draw in the sample, and it mixes with a highly sensitive colorimetric rhodazine D reagent. The color change occurs almost immediately, and then you compare the developed color in the test ampule to the ampule standard in our round comparator. That's it. To wrap this up, DO must be controlled and monitored, not only to avoid catastrophic failure in your system of steam generating boiler systems, but you've got to be able to maximize plant performance as well to prolong the life of your boiler equipment. Our kits can be used as the primary means to measure DO, as a secondary means to verify online equipment readings, or as a backup when online equipment simply isn't working. When you think about it, there are a whole host of advantages that come when using Chemetrics DO testing products. They're portable. You can carry the kit in your hand, hold an ampule with 2 fingers. They're affordable, easy to use with instructions that an unskilled operator can read in less time than it takes to run a whole test. The test gives you results in 1 minute. The kits provide everything needed to complete your analysis with no maintenance, no calibration required, and they are an ASTM standard test method.